What's up, Lumiose trainers? Lumiose Trainer Zach here.
Let's talk about Alola forms. I don't know about you, but I love them. The concept of having regional variants of older Pokemon is a totally cool one, and it's one of my most favorite additions to Sun and Moon. I also love this concept because it makes total sense. Obviously, if you move a Pokemon to a different habitat, it would adapt to its new environments. It's like they're real-life animals. One of my favorite parts of the Sun and Moon hype season was the reveal of these new Alola forms and their reasoning for their type change. Some of these were pretty cool and completely logical. For example, to defend itself from Yungoos, Rattata had to become nocturnal, therefore becoming part dark type. Vulpix and Sandshrew moved to the snowy mountains of Mount Lanakila, so they became ice types. And even Exeggutor was pretty cool, with it becoming part dragon type thanks to the strong sunlight of Alola. But you know, with all these Alola forms and their cool type changes, one that's always left me scratching my head was Alolan Raichu. In the Alola region, Raichu becomes an electric and psychic typing. Pretty cool combo, but pretty dumb reasoning. In the official Sun and Moon website, this is what they had to say about Alolan Raichu. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changes in the Alola region. The people of Alola seem unconcerned by this question. Their guess? Maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes.
What? What the fuck?
Really? Pancakes? Is that what we're going with? Every other Alola form has a cool explanation for their change, so why does Alolan Raichu get such a lazy one? Well, there's actually way more to this than we initially thought, so that's what this video is for. Today, I'm gonna explain why Alolan Raichu is a psychic type. Alright, before explaining how Alolan Raichu became a psychic type, I think it would be a good idea to explain why Game Freak chose this type in the first place. From what I and many others have picked up, is that Alolan Raichu is a reference to three things. Number 1. The Surfing Pikachu from Pokemon Yellow. Number 2. Puka, the Surfing Pikachu from the anime that possesses psychic abilities. And number 3. The fact that in the Pokemon Stadium games, Raichu rides its tail while using the move Surf. Are you seeing the inspirations? Since Alola is based on Hawaii, Game Freak might have thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to bring back the whole Surfing Pikachu concept. So they gave its evolved form, Raichu, an Alola form that revolved around surfing. Just look at it! Now it can surf on its tail all day, every day. The way this could be done is by giving Raichu the Psychic type. That way, its reasoning for always floating on its tail would be because it's levitating thanks to its psychic powers. Although it doesn't actually get the levitate ability, Game Freak, you little— So now that you know why it's part Psychic type, it's time to talk about the how. If you look at Alolan Raichu's Pokédex entry in Pokemon Sun, it states, it only evolves in this form in the Alola region. According to researchers, its diet is one of the causes of this change. This is really important. It's what Pikachu eats in the Alola region that causes it to evolve differently. So maybe the whole pancake thing holds some weight after all. And if you think about it, it sorta makes sense. Think about the places where Pikachu can be found in previous games. The Viridian Forest, the Hoenn Safari Zone, the Sinnoh Trophy Garden, Santaloon Forest. I imagine the Pikachu living there to live off of plants and berries, the natural way. But where can you find Pikachu in the Alola region? They can be found in Hau'oli City and Route 1 through SOS Encounter via Pichu. Very different from where the Pikachu line are usually found. Before you had to go through forests and power plants to find them, but in Alola, they're literally in the city or just outside of it. That means Alolan Pikachu are much closer to people than the average Pikachu. So close in fact, that instead of eating berries, they probably eat more human food. Like pancakes. Alola is a region that's all about nature, so I'm sure that the natives are accustomed to sharing their food with wild Pokemon. If this is true, it's possible that Pichu and Pikachu's favorite treat from the people were pancakes. But not just that, but probably other sweet and doughy treats that are similar to pancakes got their attention as well. And I totally believe this. This might sound weird, but remember, Hau'oli City is home to a malasada shop. Why do you think Hau has an Alolan Raichu? Cause they both love malasadas. If you weren't sold on this idea yet, then check out Alolan Raichu's design. It pretty much resembles pancakes and malasadas, probably because that's all it ate. And look at that! Cinnamon rolls for ears! So I think it's pretty safe to say that the whole Alolan Raichu diet thing is true. But how does that make it a psychic type, you might be wondering? Well, it all goes back to the first explanation we got of Alolan Raichu in the official Sun and Moon website. Maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. It doesn't seem like much, but their wording here is oddly specific. Sweet and fluffy round pancakes? Why couldn't they just say pancakes without the extra fluff? See what I did there? I feel like this was added on purpose to help point us to the real reason why Alolan Raichu is a psychic type. So what's so special about sweet and fluffy round pancakes? Well, the ideal pancake is just that, sweet and fluffy and round. I want us to pay attention to this specific word though, fluffy, as this is one of the most defining qualities for the perfect pancake, malasada, or even cinnamon roll. I did some research, and it turns out that the reason for why pancakes are fluffy when they're made is because of gluten. Now I'm not gonna go too in depth about gluten cause it's kinda complicated. But basically, all you need to know is that gluten is the name of a group of proteins that are found in wheat that help food maintain their shape and makes your pancakes and malasadas oh so fluffy. As good as that might be, there are actually people who suffer from gluten sensitivity and are allergic to it. That's why there's a lot of gluten-free food out there. Some signs that one might have if they're sensitive to gluten are digestive issues, fatigue, and a bunch of mental issues. That's what we're gonna focus on. Some of these mental issues include dizziness, headache, anxiety, depression, and mood swings. Fun fact, animals can be affected by gluten as well. So could the same be said about Pokemon? What if some Pikachu are highly sensitive to gluten? If they are, they probably suffer these very same symptoms every time they ate a malasada. So how would they deal with this? Well, it's possible that they learn how to control all their mental symptoms with psychic powers. Think about it, with psychic powers, you can have complete control over your mind and wouldn't have to worry about dizziness or headache all the time. Well, except for Psyduck. So this is probably how they survived. But you might be wondering, how the heck would a Pichu or Pikachu learn how to get psychic powers? Well, they could have learned this from an actual psychic type. And how convenient that Hau'oli City is also home to Abra. So it's possible that throughout the years since Pichu and Pikachu were introduced in Alola, they've learned how to master psychic powers from Abra, so they can keep eating their malasadas. That doesn't automatically give them the psychic type though. Just look at Psyduck and Golduck. They're Pokemon that are known to possess psychic powers but don't actually have the psychic typing. So the same could be the case for Alolan Pikachu. I mean, it does have the ability to use psychic moves like agility and light screen, so it isn't a total stretch. So this is where Alolan Raichu gets its psychic typing from. As Pichu and Pikachu, they would suffer from eating malasadas and pancakes, but they love it so much and the people of Alola kept feeding it to them. So they had to learn psychic abilities from wild Abra in order to have greater control over their minds and prevent them from getting further symptoms. As the years went by, the Pikachu line slowly started to become immune to their gluten sensitivity, thanks to their psychic powers. Because of this, once the Pikachu of Alola were able to evolve into Raichu, they adapted and fully developed their psychic skills, which allowed them to gain the psychic typing. With even greater control of psychic powers, thanks to its new typing, Alolan Raichu is able to float on its tail and ride it like a surfboard, as it probably learned this from watching all the surfers that hang around Hau'oli City. Thanks for watching everyone. This is a theory that I've been thinking about ever since the reveal of Alolan Raichu, so it feels great that I was able to come up with an answer and finally share it with you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Alright, it's time for me to head out now. If you enjoyed this theory, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram to find out what's up and what's new. Last but not least, make sure you live it out to the fullest, and I'll see you all next time.